Hello friends and welcome back to another video by Expert Tech, and this video is going to be about the trending topic that has been going on. So many people have applied for Infosys System Engineer Drive. Some of them have already got their assessment clearance mail, so they have their interview scheduled for Infosys System Engineer. So this detail about this interview, the questions or the feedback about this interview was shared by one of my subscribers, and here I am in another video so that if any one of you who has their interview or who have already given their interview might relate to this video. So the person who actually had this interview, they gave this interview yesterday, I mean on June 1st, 2022. The duration of whole interview was 20 minutes. The interview slot timing was 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. So interview was quite simple, wasn't much difficult. Things were quite easy. So I'll jump to the questions and I'll show you what kind of questions were actually there during her interview. So the first question that was introduce yourself. And guys, please, before starting your interview, make sure you're confident and make sure you're calm. It's okay if you're not knowing answer to all questions. It's okay if you forget the answers. कोई बात नहीं है, घबराना नहीं है. Just stay confident. ठीक है, stay calm. Make sure whatever you are saying is loud, is clear enough for them to understand. ज़रूरी नहीं है इंग्लिश बहुत अच्छी होनी चाहिए, ज़रूरी नहीं है यू शुड यूज़ वेरी हाई वर्ड्स टू मेक देम अंडरस्टैंड. इवन इफ़ यू हैव बेसिक वर्ड्स, उन बेसिक वर्ड से बेसिक सेंटेंसेस बनाओ सो दैट इट्स इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर देम टू अंडरस्टैंड वॉट एवर यू आर सेइंग. दैट इज़ वॉट इज़ अ साइन ऑफ अ गुड कम्युनिकेशन. जो आप बोल रहे हो सामने वाला उस चीज़ को समझ पाए, दैट इज़ वॉट इज़ एक्चुअली अ गुड कम्युनिकेशन. इवन इफ आपकी इंग्लिश इतनी स्ट्रांग नहीं है, दैट्स ओके. We can always work on it. We can always work on our flaws. ठीक है, so introduce yourself. This was a very basic question, or this is a question where like 30-40 seconds ka introduction would be enough. Introduce yourself means give your name, your academic background, your if you have any achievements, if you have interest to any games, any hobbies, anything. So you could always talk about these things in your introduction. So 30-40 seconds should be okay if you are introducing yourself. And make sure whenever you are introducing yourself, you should sound very very clear, because you are talking about yourself. You shouldn't be having any doubts when you're talking about yourself. छोटे छोटे sentences बना लो, make one liner answers, make one liner introductions about yourself, so that whenever someone is going to ask you about it, you can always talk about that. Okay. And the next question was, okay, so this came actually from her resume or the profile that she had put into the Infosys portal. So a quick tip सबके लिए, put only the things that are relevant to you on your resume or on your profile, because whatever you have given your resume, the interviewer can ask you questions from that resume itself. So put only the things that you can actually hold yourself accountable for. ठीक है, even if you are knowing just C, basic C, that's okay. You do not have to put Java, Python, .NET, etc., etc. That, and these are the languages you might not even be clear on. It's okay even if you're knowing only one programming language. That's completely fine. So put only the things that are actually real on your resume. Fine. So this was the thing that came up from her resume. She had put only two programming languages, basic C and C++. That's why the interviewer actually asked her this question: which programming language you are comfortable on? And she was comfortable on only on C and C++, as I told, and that was the answer she had given. So the immediate next question that came after that was, how are C and C++ different? Why I told you to put only the things which are real or which you can hold yourself accountable for on your resume, because the answer that you'll give might be the next question that may come up to you. Fine. So only put the things that you know, that you actually know. Do not just put a wild guess, randomly making up things in your head and just telling them. Even if it's a very simple thing that you know, that's okay. But tell only the things that you are actually aware of. Okay. So this was the another question that came from her previous answer. And next was the basic features of C++, how C++ and C are different, or why is C and C++ an enhanced version of C. So these are the basic questions that were asked on the programming language. She has confirmed, and mind you, she was from a non CSIT branch. Okay. And the next question, define operator overloading. We all know, if you have read C, C++, Java, or any programming language, you must know what operator overloading is. And एक और चीज़ जो मैं बताना चाहूँगी, जब भी आप किसी क्वेश्चन का आंसर दे रहे हो ना, मेक श्योर टू कीप इट वेरी सिंपल. ठीक है, डू नॉट गिव आंसर इन एसेज. It's okay to give 1 or 2 line answer for everything. Like they are asking you what operator overloading is, just give the definition or an example, that will do. You do not have to explain the concept, you do not have to go into the further details. ठीक है, just give small answers so that your interview will be quick. The way you will complicate it, the actually it will get complicated too. Fine, so give small answers, that's okay. So the next question, what inheritance is? Give basic definition what inheritance is, where it is used, why it was brought into the consideration, and all. That's all. And this is one of my favorite questions. You would have usually seen interviewers asking this question depending on whichever company you are giving interview on. So they asked, why do you want to join Infosys? So guys, whenever you are applying for any interview, or whenever you're giving any interview, make sure you have done your homework. Always look up for the company, always look up for the details, always look up for the services that they are provided, the year they were founded on, if they are an Indian company, or do they belong to any other company, any other country, do they have their headquarters in India, any locations in India, everything. So these are the some pre-checks that you should do. Right now, when they asked her, why do you want to join Infosys, she had some considerations about Infosys. She wanted to work in an Indian IT company, that's why she told them about it, the revenue, the growth of Infosys, all those things that you can gather about any company. Make sure to keep this answer ready, because you might also be coming up with this question, that why do you want to join this company? Okay. And the next question, which you would have any time came through, is, give me a reason to hire you, or why should we hire you? So whenever you are going to answer this question, make sure your answer is really very strong. Fine, because there are so many people they have applied for this drive, right? There are so many reasons that they could get from other employees also, or they can get from other candidates also. But a reason to hire you should be very strong, should be very real, and should be very true. So these last two questions, why should we hire you, and give me a reason to join your company, or why should you join Infosys, Cognizant, Capgemini, any other company, you should always learn the answers of these questions, because these are the game changing or interview changing questions. You have to make that interviewer believe that you are very strong, you are mentally very strong. Even if you do not have sufficient technical knowledge, that's okay, they are going to train you for next 3 to 6 months on any programming language, right? Even if your communication is not that strong, that's okay, you can always work on it. You do not have to worry कि मेरी इंग्लिश अच्छी नहीं थी तो उन्होंने मुझे रिजेक्ट किया. That's okay, right? English is not the only factor. You might be technically strong, you might be psychologically strong. So always put your answers in a way that they do not have any other thing to question you. Okay, if they're asking you technically, that is okay, but your own personality is totally in your hands. So make sure to sound confident, make sure to answer their questions. Even if you're not knowing any of the answers, that's okay, we can skip them. Okay, so all the best to the people who are going for this interview. All the best. I literally hope you all clear this. Even if you are not able to clear this interview, that's okay. There are so many opportunities waiting for you ahead. So all the best. I'll see you in another video.